Hello everyone, my name is Tor and welcome back to Anthropology. Alright, thank you for joining me in today's video. If this is your first time, welcome. My name is Tor. On this channel, I talk about all of things fashion related, mostly focusing on handbags, lately focusing on intentional buying. Who are we buying for? Why are we buying the things that we're buying? And how do we get better with our money? So if you're interested, please consider subscribing, like this video if it resonates with you, and comment anything that comes to mind. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. So happy to have you on this channel. Please comment down below, let me know that you're here. And without further ado, let's get into today's video. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about the fantasy self. So purchasing for our fantasy self, shopping for our fantasy self, and then also how that deviates and is different from our reality self. As with all of my chit-chatty podcast type videos, feel free to put me on in the background, grab a drink, do some work, fold some laundry, whatever it may be. This will just be a chit-chatty type video, and I will be breaking this video down into 4 different sections. The first one is who and what is the fantasy self. The second one is why do we do this, or why do we have this fantasy self? Why do we shop for this person? The third point will be why is this not good? Why is this bad? And then the fourth point will be, is this inspirational or is this aspirational, and what is the difference between the two? So if you're interested, keep watching. So the first part is who or what is the fantasy self. So the fantasy self is basically a concept where it is who we are aspiring to be. It is this version of ourselves that in all ideal situations, in basically in a best case scenario, this is who we'll be. My fantasy self is someone that wears luxury designer goods all the time, always looking 10 out of 10. Basically think Christine from Selling Sunset, minus the terrible bad attitude, but that vibe. I want to be driving around looking hot. I want to be wearing the best things all the time. I want to look good. So last year, I was doing a lot of shopping for my fantasy self. I was buying really expensive handbags. I was buying really expensive ready-to-wear. I was trying to look the part. I was trying to become that person that in my mind, I thought I wanted to be. And there's a few problems with this. So the fantasy self is basically an inspirational / aspirational version of who we want to be. It's someone that we are inspired by, or someone in our mind's eye that we aspire to be. It's someone that we are not yet, but that we will be, if that makes sense. So I feel like everyone more or less has this. There's always that person that you're trying to become, that better version of yourself that you want to be in the future, and then you take steps to become that person. Now, where the fantasy self and the reality self sort of differ is that the reality self is who you are. It's who you are in everyday senses. It's what you wear. I'm going to be talking about this in relation to clothing, in relation to what we wear. It extends to a variety of different parts of our life, but for the purposes of this video, it'll just be wardrobe specific. So it's what we want to wear, the style we want to have, you know, those Fitspo pics that we pin, and basically the items that we put in our cart but we don't necessarily buy. Things that we want to use but may not necessarily work for our lifestyle. So the reason why we do this is that we're always trying to become a better version of ourselves. This is very generalized, but speaking from my personal experience, I'm always trying to become a better version of myself. I'm trying to dress better, trying to, achieve those looks, achieve what I want to put out into the world. First impressions are everything. How someone perceives you more or less will be a lasting effect, whether or not you live up to that or not. It's more so that first perception that you give someone becomes the reality. So we do this to create the image of ourselves, to create that vision within other people's eyes that we are this person, even though behind the scenes, maybe when we're not wearing all of these things, when I'm not wearing, designer goods, like who am I? So this is bad for a few reasons. It's not good because we're not living our authentic selves. We're not living in the truth. We're living in the future. We're not living in the present. And for me, I've been buying a lot of designer ready-to-wear. However, it doesn't work for my life. So sure, I'm wearing it right now. I wear it for videos. I wear it on special occasions here and there. But in my everyday life, I don't wear designer clothing. It is nice for sure, but either the fit doesn't necessarily work for me, I'm not super comfortable in it, and then also the cleaning aspect. The reason why I don't like designer ready-to-wear, for the most part, is that either it's hard to take care of, it's very expensive, it doesn't hold any value, and the dry cleaning aspect. So all of my sweaters are dry clean only. I hate going to the dry cleaners. If I can just throw it in the wash, throw it in the dryer, call it a day, that's perfect for me. I don't like things that I really have to baby when it comes to clothing. I prefer to wear things from like Lululemon. I prefer to wear things from even like, I guess, higher street like Sandro. Things that are nice, things that look nice, are cut well, but they're comfortable. They're not high fuss, if that makes sense. I just want to live in my clothing. I want my clothing to work for me. I don't want to work for my clothing. And that's another part of the fantasy self. So with all of my designer bags, with all of my designer clothing, with all of my shoes even, I feel like I'm working for the shoes. I am working for the items. I am highly aware of everything when I wear it. So with my yellow Celine bag, I can't wear that with jeans because I don't want color transfer. Whereas items that in my real everyday life, I don't think about them. And those are the ones that really work for me. It's ones where I can just use it and go. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to give any consideration to it. And I've noticed that upon this whole journey of reflection, I'm like, why am I buying this? Who am I doing this for? A lot of it was for YouTube. A lot of it was to put out an image that I am this person that, you know, only wears luxury clothing. But at the end of the day, I'm not. And that doesn't even work for me. So I'm doing a video soon on what I wore the most. So I've been tracking my wardrobe every day for the past 3 months. I'll present it soon. And my designer clothing gets zero wear. Well, gets zero wear. I don't wear it except for the purposes of videos. I don't wear it in my everyday life. And it's really gone to show that I shouldn't be purchasing designer ready to wear because it doesn't work for me. It works for my fantasy self. It works for this version of myself that's idealized, that, you know, I've placed up here in my mind's eye, that I was shopping for, but not for the reality self, who I actually am, what I actually use, what I actually wear. So the fantasy self is a mix of inspiration and aspiration. So it's someone that we are inspired by. So it's this mental person that we create, this version of ourselves that we are inspired by, that we want to become, and then we aspire to be that person. So we gather inspiration from other people, from those around us, from what we see online, and then we aspire to build that version of ourselves and become that person. This is very prevalent within luxury, but also within fast fashion. You know, you get the look for less. I did a video recently on dupes. So we're aspiring to become that person. But the problem with the fantasy self is that it's not based in reality. It's basically this visual, this idealized version of ourselves that we, you know, I'm speaking a lot in we, but basically this is all coming from I. So I've placed this person at the front of my shopping when in reality, I shouldn't do that. I should live in my reality. I should live in what I actually wear. And I don't need to shop all the time. So the fantasy self is really pushed within marketing. So marketing, they're not really selling products. They're selling a lifestyle. They're selling a version of yourself that you could be if you buy the product. And this is very prevalent within luxury. They're selling you a lifestyle. These houses are selling, if you look at LVD or Prada, whatever it may be, they're selling this luxury lifestyle that you could become if you purchase their goods. Unless you're already living it, then it's just like another day for you. But if you're aspiring to buy luxury goods, then you're aspiring to become this fantasy self that buys these products. So through looking at my wardrobe tracker, I've been able to offload a lot of goods. So I sold some things recently, and I've been really able to identify who I really am in relation to my wardrobe. So what am I actually wearing? What am I leaning towards? As opposed to what do I think I want? And when I'm shopping now, I'm thinking in real senses, in real terms of what I'm actually going to wear, as opposed to what I'm aspiring to wear, which was luxury clothing. I put a bunch of luxury stuff in my cart on Essence, but in reality, I just don't wear it. And I think it's a good reflection piece. You know, who is your fantasy self? Who were you shopping for? And then who are you actually in relation to your wardrobe? You know, wardrobe isn't everything for sure, but on this channel it is. So that's more or less my video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know if you think the fantasy self is bullshit. Let me know if you think the fantasy self is real. Please comment your thoughts down below. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more if you're not already. And I hope to see y'all next time. Bye guys.